equipment distributors show's coming.
Oh, when is that?
In July.
Okay.
So in Orlando.
Yeah.
So that's going to be pretty interesting. 400 contractors in the state of Florida for fire equipment alone. Right?
Sure.
So
how many?
400.
400. Wow.
Yeah. So it's a strong association.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so anxious to see that one. And then we roll into September in the AFSA.
Yeah.
Right. It's going to be a really well attended event.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, that's going to be big. And then there's some Florida AFSA and the Florida Fire Sprinkler one as well. Those are both in July and August.
Yeah, the Gulf Coast one's doing it.
It's crazy.
The Gulf Coast.
Everybody's doing everything.
And it's 5 states. So I'm going to have it in Gulf Shores, Alabama. So it's Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas.
Wow.
And doing that.
People are just wanting to get back together.
Yeah.
Do they always happen in the summer like that? Probably not. They're probably more in the spring.
If you're not from Lower Alabama, that's where I live. If you're not from Lower Alabama, you're not going out of your way to be there in August.
Sure. Yeah. Well, Florida, no, unless you're on the water, right?
Right. And this event is on the water, but still. So again, I think it's just reflective of the healthy industry. The engagement you have from the contractor base and the members. That's it.
Cool.
Yeah. It's always good to catch up with old friends. I hadn't done this event here in Atlantic City in probably 8 or 9 years. So it's good. It's awesome people last night that I hadn't seen.
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah, right.
So, that's fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think I finally got the bugs working. Hopefully everybody can see us here on the live from NAFED in Atlantic City. I've got a mobile. You can't probably hear me because the mic's over here. Should be live now. All right. See yourself. I've got the secret password. Don't let anybody else on.
Take down the whole system.
Yeah. Sound is great. All right, thank you, Shane. Hopefully the video looks just as good.
Other than they gotta look at me.
Yeah, I know. You're in the top. I can move this thing around. You know what? Want to do me a favor? Walk the street and the show. Make sure to stop at the booth. We can walk right there. Yeah. So Chris Sharp, our VP, Inspect Point's VP of Business Development, going to actually take our video camera and walk through the trade show area. That'll be live from 10 to 12 today, right?
Yes.
And then 5 to 7. And then the awesome Amerex event from 7 to 8:30, I think, tonight. So that's going to be really cool. So
fun-filled day.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
This is cool. I actually can see
Chris,
I could actually see Chris, a virtual tour.
So Drew, as you know, my wife's a realtor, and she'll do in the real estate. We get houses staged and ready. So she's doing virtual tours all the time of houses, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Chris isn't mic'd up to be able to give you a tour.
I know, right? Well, he is showing the Inspect Point booth right now.
There you go. Was that
the
most important one?
We have a really cool partnership with Amerex. We debuted it in Las Vegas, but we have some of their functionality and their parts in our system. So really good for FED. So please, if you're watching or see this, get on a demo, because there are some really cool things that Amerex is coming out with that we've kind of embedded into our system. So,
good morning, guys.
Again, it's about trying to make it more efficient, for how we get our work done, and the ability to take part numbers are already embedded in software.
Yeah.
Right? You see the deficiency, your
Yeah.
admin or your manager's trying to quote it. It's right there.
The QR code is like it went from 30 seconds on pen and paper to half a second.
Half a second.
Crazy.
No, that's great. I think it's a great feature and good, indication of relationship with good OEMs trying to be, progressive and really try to find solutions.
Yeah.
Thanks. Good morning.
Yeah.
That's one of our businesses.
Here comes Chris. That was good, Chris.
Now we gotta get my GoPro.
Sorry, it doesn't have like stabilization.
I know.
It's all good.
That. So Drew, where was this weather yesterday?
I know. They knew we're coming. Whatever. Can't play golf all the time.
No, there is a reason why we have day jobs.
Yeah.
Our golf game, well, you're a lot better than I am, but our golf games don't meet the level to generate income.
Oh yeah. I know. It's fun though.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Danny, what's up? Danny Lee, say
Hi, Danny.
I recognize right away from that.
say hi to the audience here.
Oh, you live?
Yeah, we're live. We're live on the contest. Danny's
Welcome.
one of our senior sales executives. He's running away from us. So.
So how many views do you know how the video that was posted after Vegas, the live podcast? How many streams?
So it was on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
It's not as much as the podcast usually gets.
Okay.
The podcast gets a lot. And I had AFSA, John Denhart. I don't know if you listened. We just posted it yesterday.
Okay.
So there's a big NFPA vote coming up because
Okay.
usually you vote at the conference.
Yeah.
But they're virtual this year, so all the voting's virtual. So the thing is they are charging for that, but some of it's very critical. Vote one in NFPA, few in NFPA 13, one on water flow. Again, check out the podcast.
Yeah.
We're getting about, I don't know, right around 1,000 right off the bat listeners on
That's
the
great.
podcast. On the YouTube channel, not as much.
Right.
But
Well, we got to figure a way to market that.
I know, right?
Right. I'll pick up the podcast tomorrow. I'm driving from here to Central New Jersey on my way to New York tomorrow. So.
Oh yeah, it was good.
Drive.
AFSA, we're really excited about that in September. We'll be there.
San Antonio.
I'll probably do this live. Hopefully, I don't have the glitches that I did today.
I think just like anything else, Drew, it always gets better every time, right?
I know, exactly.
I think of the first podcast. Wasn't I number 2 or number 3 in the podcast?
You were number 2 because I think the first one was me, and Pat and Jen interviewed me. So, yeah, I think you were number 5. Yeah, it was good. So we're due for another one.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We'll do our homework. Prepare.
I know, right?
Mix up the conversation. I think some people might be, all right, enough of John and Drew talking about technology. Let's
I
talk about some
know.
other
We
things.
got it. I talked to some technicians that are on. There's a lot of Facebook channels out there,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna get a technician one where we get like a round table. And maybe that might be good to do at AFSA. Get a bunch of technicians in there.
Right, 'cause that's what they do.
Yeah,
There was
right.
competition.
Yeah, the competition. So it'd be good to get, because they're the eyes and ears, right?
Well, I mean, they're the backbone,
process.
backbone of this industry.
Oh yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't care if it's fire extinguishers, sprinklers, alarms, you name it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's how the work is done.
Yeah.
Right? It's through those technicians. So,
Yeah.
I think the good companies, the good contractors, have good, constructive, proactive relationships with their employees to really understand what they need and
Sure.
the support um, to help get the job done. And so, really getting their voice and understanding what the challenges they have.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of them have good ideas on how to address it.
Yeah. They progress our platform even, right? The ideas come from them, right? I mean, the office, the technicians are the ones doing it every day.
Right.
So.
Well, think of it, right? The challenge that you had with an internet connection here in a lobby of a hotel, right?
I
Think
know.
of you at the fire sprinkler technician or the
I
fire
know,
service
right?
technician in the basement of this building trying to get a fire pump.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the riser, and you're like, I can't get a
There's
connection.
there's no, that's why we have the offline mode, right?
Right. That's why you need it. Where's time? Night 4. Game 6 tonight.
Lots of
We are
Let's do that.
JB Knowles,
Good morning. How is everyone?
senior product manager for Amerex.
Yeah, I do all of those things. I think there was like
I don't
30
know.
job titles there, and I think I've had all of them. Yes, it's kind of funny because it's been 6 years almost, and I'm on my I think 4th job title. So in 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just
Is
do.
that your creative license, or is that just
No, that's just we need you to do
the
this.
evolution of the business?
Yeah,
right?
we need you to do this. Okay, I'll do that. Hey, now we need you to be the product manager. Okay.
All right, that works. All right, very important questions for you. So it is Wednesday, for those of you who are watching this after we're live, June 23rd. Game 6 tonight?
Game 6 tonight.
Lightning and
Lightning and Islanders, and it's
No, they're not in Nassau, right?
yeah, they're in Nassau, and so we're gonna find a bar tonight somewhere close and watch that game for sure. But whoever wins this game will win this series. There's no doubt about it. So if the Islanders win, it'll go 7, and they could very well take it. But I frankly think the Bolts will pull it out tonight. I do.
Yeah. Mentally, I think the goalie is a little shaken after giving up. But yeah, hold, right?
Yeah, you give up. I mean, he only gave up 3 or 4 of the 8 they gave up the other night, but you give up 8 in the night. That's a
race.
That's a lot.
Especially in playoff hockey.
yeah. They won't play that way. The Islanders just didn't show up and play that game. They will be here playing this next game. It'll be fun to watch.
So it should be a fun one. And then last night, Canadians beat the Knights.
Yeah, which I did not call.
I agree.
I
I
did
think it's
not
right.
call.
Wow. Didn't know that.
So that series is what, 3-1?
3-2 Montreal.
To Montreal.
Going back to Montreal.
Yeah, but Montreal is what? 2-0 in Game 5s on the road, right? And they've won the road record
But
for the
think
playoffs.
about this. There hasn't been a game 6 or a series deciding game in Montreal this late into the playoffs since the mid '90s. Yeah. So I mean, the Bell Center is going to be crazy. Everybody thinks Vegas is loud. Oh no! You put 20,000 screaming Frenchmen in that place. It's going to be
fun.
That Bell Center is going to be crazy.
Best playoff environment is NHL hockey.
Yeah.
All right, back to fire. I just had to get that on the table. Because
Hey, that's the important things. That's what I do when I'm not doing this.
In Las Vegas, I think you had the most packed room out of any presentation.
Well, it was definitely standing room only. It was fun. It was fun. We're going to try and record it.
Jamie did a big presentation on food trucks and kind of just the new technology, new regulations, right?
Yeah, mostly regulations and risk assessment for the distributors. Look at the entire picture of that food truck, not just your little hood system, right? Because the propane tanks and the generators and the other fuels that are involved can affect your little hood system a lot more than people realize. So, yeah, it was a very good conversation. We're going to try and record it this time here in New Jersey. So hopefully we'll be able to post that someplace, probably the Amarex YouTube page. We'll get it posted up so everybody can see it. We've had a few requests for it. So, yeah. So I'm enjoying it. It was a good presentation, a lot of people. It'll be very interesting though. So the first question I asked everybody in the Vegas group was, who knows me? Right? And it was like 90% of the people knew me. This group, it's going to be like 90% don't know me.
So,
it's going to be a lot different audience.
I didn't know anybody in Las Vegas, really. Out here, a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, I've been going to that Vegas show for 20 years.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, so all the way back to the early 2000s in box art when I was wholesaling. So, wow. Yeah. So, but this is my first time to New Jersey for this show. So, I've always done the Midwest and the West Coast. I haven't done the East Coast. So,
they were talking about that earlier when we kicked off the podcast, just about the event and what's going on here and just the different, the vibe, the feel.
Yeah.
The takeaway is that very positive, a lot of good energy. People are excited to get back in front of each other.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, just like in Vegas, we've got more RSVPs for our party tonight, right, than we've ever had. Right? So it's a smaller show, but we're well over 100 people, right, for our party tonight. And that's great.
That's where you register.
Oh, it'll be way more. Yeah. Normally we're sitting on 50 or 60 people, right? And now we should have over 100 tonight.
So anybody listening can come to that party?
If you're an Amarex distributor, or you know a guy and have him drive
We all have friends.
Yes.
One way or the other. So.
Want to sit down, Todd?
I'm out of the city all the time.
Yeah, sure.
We have the conversation going on with Jamie, so all yours, Todd.
Drew, how you doing?
Good.
Good to see you. I don't think we do.
We know each other through Derek Hughes, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Sorry, hopefully Derek's not watching.
Hopefully, you know what? I actually hope Derek will watch. And
It's recording. Right?
Yeah. So I'm very good friends with Derek, and you worked with him for a while. For a little bit, yeah. So that's the only place I know you from.
Okay. All right.
So,
Excellent.
Todd, give us who you are. I know who you are already.
Who am I? I don't know. Todd Stevens. I am
Mr. President?
I'm past president, immediate past president of FSSA,
Yeah.
the Fire Suppression Systems Association. It was a fun year last year. I got from February, I was elected president, and then boom, March hit and COVID and all that fun stuff. So it was a fun year to try to figure out how associations work and through that whole pandemic and virtual world. And I think we learned a lot, right?
Yeah.
Probably heard that from people.
Derek was on that actually.
Was he?
Purple Live.
World. Yeah.
oh, you know what? He showed me that.
Yeah.
And it was pretty well done.
It was really well done.
Yeah.
We were impressed, and actually we had a great turnout. It worked out really, really well.
Yeah. You know, that same week, in fact, it was right after you guys did it. He called me the next week and said, I just have to show you this. Pulled it up on Teams and said, look at this, you guys should do this. And I showed it to our head of marketing as well, because it's pretty innovative. And in a time when you can't get everybody together, it's as good as you can get, right?
Sure.
Really like that feature where you just walk up to a table and just start talking.
And you start talking just like we're doing now.
Yeah.
Kind of sit down.
So, I mean, never mind that I'm wearing my Guitar Hero pants and my bathrobe at home, right? But we can walk up to the table and talk to people.
Yeah, it was a success. I mean, we're all excited about getting back in person, next February at our next annual forum. But it was an interesting year.
Yeah, I forgot you got anointed right when.
Yeah, right when all that
because that was the last one of the last conferences, right?
Yeah, it was the last time. This is the first conference since then.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, NAFED, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
So,
great.
but yeah.
Yeah, I think
it's
it was
like
a record turnout, at least in Las Vegas they had.
In Las Vegas they had.
And I think this
Yeah.
event, there was over 200.
Yeah, I think so too.
Easily.
There's a lot of people that are anxious to get back out and networking,
Yeah.
back out doing normal things, finding the solutions to their problems. So I think their problems have only compounded over the last, 18 months. So
And just seeing people.
yeah, that's what. When we were in Vegas, I described it to everyone. The town was just giddy, right? They were just so happy to be seeing everyone and everybody. I don't know how much business got done, but by
Right.
God, everybody was so
Yeah,
happy to see
exactly.
each other. So,
Right. Yeah. It's great. And how's things with you, Drew?
Some technical difficulties, but
Oh, come on.
like, how don't you have Wi-Fi in a hotel? The
You
conference
just
room?
don't have Wi-Fi.
I didn't have Wi-Fi until like 7:45. Yeah. It's all right. It's all good now.
Good.
Yeah. No, everything's going well. Vegas was one of the best shows we've ever had.
Yeah, I did
I'm on
actually
a-
chime in. I got online.
Oh yeah, you were actually on the
Yes,
on
at
the
home
live.
watching.
Yeah, that's funny.
Watching, people come and go, and cool.
I'm working up. There's some good shows, AFSA and NFSA, the sprinkler events in the fall. There's some southern, like local shows. I think you guys are doing one in Florida.
yeah, FIDA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, trying to.
Try to keep doing that.
Yeah. I mean, might as well, right?
I mean, you got some great, podcasts going. And
Yeah.
I love, not to put a plug for you, but
Yeah.
No, it's a great podcast. I've been listening for a while now.
Yeah.
I think probably since the first.
You haven't been a guest yet.
You'd be a good guest,
I was
though.
a guest a while ago. It was in the beginning. Remember we
Oh
talked
no, you
about-
did Fire Dot. Sorry
We did,
about that.
Oh, you know what? I remember that.
Fire Dot. Yeah.
That's right.
Right?
We
Fun stuff.
recorded that from a golf course.
We did. You were supposed to say that.
Whatever. I think we did. Disclose that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, that's a lot
Nothing
of
wrong
fun.
with that.
We were in the restaurant.
We were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that again. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Enjoy that.
So what is Stevo? So you're with Industrial. Sorry.
With Industrial Fire Protection. We're a turnkey fire protection, fire suppression contractor, doing work nationally and some international work as well.
Cool.
Everything from clean agent, detection controls, mainly special hazards. We're staying away from 40-story high-rise sprinkler systems. But if we have to do a small reaction with a clean agent in a room or something along those lines, we
Nice.
definitely will do that as well.
Nice.
And then following up with the service. So we're kind of providing that whole ball of wax to our customers.
A true special hazard house.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the fun work.
Yeah. It is.
That's the fun work.
What is your opinion of the foam? Sorry, I gotta ask you. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
I just had Aaron on the podcast, who was like kind of he wasn't pushed either way. He wasn't working for a manufacturer, so or a contractor. He was a fire marshal essentially. What do you think is going to happen?
You know what? It's I let the scientists determine what's good and bad for us. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to say one way or the other, but at the same time, there is an issue, there is a problem. A lot of customers, our customers, are coming to us saying, "Hey, we need a different solution.
Yeah.
We need to figure something out."
Well, now a lot of the states are passing laws making it illegal for anyone to use foam anywhere except a refinery or a government installation. Right? So now you've got people that have HPF out there in force that they're servicing and working on, and they don't know what to do with it.
There's a great firefighting film coalition. I believe it's FFFC. Is it .org? They've compiled a list of all the different states and their regulations and that sort of thing, and put that on, and they have that on the website. So it's a great resource to see what states are starting to regulate it and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you know what? There is other options out there. And IFB working in some different solutions, and we're excited to go to the market with some different things that could be comparable and that sort of thing. Whether it's a fluorine free, whether it's a different agent that we can utilize to help fight a fire in a hangar. So this is testing going on. So
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what. I mean,
One thing our industry knows is encounter a roadblock like this, they'll find a way around. I mean, we did this with Halon back in the day.
Yeah.
And that evolved. The industry evolved. There was a big pain point at that point, but the industry evolved. We found good product. We found in some cases better products, right? So, and I think the same thing will happen here with AFFF. The market will sort itself out. The research will be done. Before you know it, somebody will come out with something good and get the job done, right? Yeah. So, I think change is good. It really is. So,
Yeah.
And living on the West Coast, where now it's illegal in all 3 states on the West Coast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, something's going to have to happen. So.
Is there like mandates to replace it or just as it?
No, the laws in California, I haven't seen the one in Oregon personally, but the one in Washington and California both just exclude the use of it at all, except for government agencies and refineries.
Wow.
So they're just saying that if it's out, you can't work with it, right? Anymore, you can't sell any of it. So,
What are the differences, right? With
Yeah.
service, and then if there is a discharge, how do you replenish that?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've got HLF extinguishers and wheeled units and phone carts and small HLF automated stations, handheld firefighting. I mean, there's so much of it out there. And think about the fire departments. What are the fire departments supposed to do? Right? So
I know.
They're all in a bad spot. There's no doubt about it.
There's
So,
way more out there in the firefighting piece of it than there are in the fixed system. Right?
Yes.
And that's the bigger issue. It's
I mean,
hot.
every fire truck in the country's got some HLF.
Oh, yeah,
essentially,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. So and that's what Aaron was saying. It's like it's more about firefighting than fixed systems. I mean, fixed systems, yeah, that's important, but it's all the trucks and then training all those firefighters. It's a lot of people that have to learn new techniques because if you have to apply it differently.
Well,
right,
and we're just really talking about the small hazards, right?
Right.
The big problem is when you have to have something that'll replace that PFAS in a refinery. I mean, those are where the big fires will be, right? In the big tank farms and
Right.
refineries, and that's where HLF is essential. That's what it was invented for.
Oh, yeah.
So I think the small hazards can be sorted out with different agents.
Yeah.
Right. But when you get into those big oil and gas hazards, well, I think we're a long way away from having something.
We did the
there.
presentation when we were at Ansel Tyco that it was like
Yeah,
it was like
Williams Fire and Hazard Control. Yes.
Williams came in and like, hey, this is how much money they're losing per minute
Yes.
of that fire.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, they had a spreadsheet set up to calculate how much per minute. Not only did it, how much fuel they lost per minute, how much tank height. It was burning the metal at the top of the tank,
Right.
As it came down, it would calculate how much that was burning, and then just how much in dollars they were losing in oil per minute.
Yeah.
Right? And they would walk into these big oil companies and just turn around and go, "This is what happens when you have a fire," and watch the dollars just go down the drain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really impressive.
It was.
Yeah, it was a really impressive presentation. They came in and rocked us for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So
I think that was the same year the Verizon, they were the big contractor on that, right? The Deepwater Horizon.
so I don't know if it was the same year, but they definitely
It
were.
was around that
Yeah,
time
Yeah.
that the acquisition happened.
Yeah. So I do remember that.
Yeah, those guys they came in.
That was Chauncey Naylor.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had some swagger when they came in, for sure. So I'm very interested in what happens with HLF, right? I've been working with it my whole life, all the way back to when you're in the Navy back in the day, right?
Yeah.
I rolled in the stuff. So I'm very interested to see how it all comes out, what they come up with for different solutions, because it's needed, right? It's needed. So,
Well, I haven't rolled in this stuff, you can tell apparently.
yeah. Maybe that's where they're at. So, yeah.
That's great.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, I headed into
Yeah, head in. I might do a,
oh, yeah.
everybody. I might be doing a little tour here in a second. So,
Cool. It's good seeing you.
Yeah. You're
We'll be around the rest of the show.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Yeah, we'll do. I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right. Get to see my pretty mug for a minute. come over? Yeah, come on in. I need to talk to somebody.
I didn't want you to have to be.
So officially, Chris Sharp, our VP of Business Development on the podcast. When's the last time you've been to NAFED?
Probably, it was here in Atlantic City, probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
8 to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably when I was working for a product manufacturing company. It was a big support.
Yes. That is not here today, weirdly enough.
That is correct. Yeah, I've seen a few familiar faces, which is nice. I saw you had a Todd and Jamie.
Yeah. I need to get it out to other folks and stuff. But
we need to start pulling people in against their will.
I know they
do a quick response round, but just some people off the street, kind of.
Well, then I got to get a hookup where I can hook this up to a mobile mic.
Yeah.
And what I might do if they're starting.
Thanks. Yeah, they're starting at 8:30, I believe.
Well, I might take this mobile either. See if I can hook this up. Bear with us for a quick second. We're going to go actually live in the conference, and then we'll take a little break for a second. I'm wondering if, I can still get audio. Perfect. Let's take it in. What's up, man? You know what? I should have just done this the whole time.
Yeah.
I have a little little mic thing too.
I can see the smiles out there again. Everyone's gonna, yeah, there's human beings that I can see and talk to and be part of a community again. So I'm really excited to see everybody and numbers that we have coming out today. But I want to welcome you all to Atlantic City. Beautiful, huge room. I feel like I was getting married when I walked down this aisle. And I'm not a podium person, so I'm going to come down to your level to talk this morning. I do want to first and foremost thank my conference committee. I have never, in all my years of being in the fire protection industry, had such a challenging time putting together an event. Having these Zoom meetings and these WebExes and blah, blah, blah was very challenging. So I want to be sure to thank folks. All my members are not here, but Stacy Stuhan, Mary Crinbrain, Lisa Lauer, and Cliff Martin were outstanding in putting these conferences together for you. Lisa is here today and she'll be speaking, so if you see her, thank her for all the hard work she did to get this here for you today. I also want to thank our sponsors, who without them, obviously, we're not here. We have A-Gas Americas this morning doing the favorite exhibit hall beers and mugs. Amherst Corp did our continental breakfast. Badger Fire Protection will take care of our coffee, one of life's most important nutrients. We have Brooks Equipment, our bottled water, our coffee break, and the event app, which you all should download on your phone if you have not, from the Play Store or the whatever it is on iPhones. Fire Equipment Manufacturers Association, our FEMA, is sponsoring our lunch today. Gene Petek and Sons Fire Equipment, another coffee break. Service Tree, our face masks and hand sanitizers. Wesco is our meeting bags. I'd also like to thank a couple of extra special distributor companies this year that went a little over and above, and they are sponsoring an afternoon speaker. Reliable Fire Equipment, Keystone Fire Protection, Silco Fire and Security, Fire Systems Incorporated, Metro Fire Equipment, and Fire Alarm Corporation. Thank you very much for helping us out this year. I also want to thank all the exhibitors that are here. They are next door. We'll be seeing them in a few hours. Please stop by and say hi to all of them. I know it's been at least 15 months since you've seen some of their faces, so make sure you stop by and shake their hand. I do want to ask real quick, and I know people hate standing, but if you don't want to stand, you can raise your arm really, really high. Any first-time attendees here, stand up or raise your hand. Yay, yay, come on, man, you should be. Wow, awesome. Welcome to NAFED, guys. Hopefully we see your faces more and more. Also want to recognize our board members, which I know there are not many of you here today. We have a couple of new board members, but if we have any new board members in the room, can you stand up? Mr. Mackey, I saw you. Tim? Also want to recognize all board members and past presidents. There's one. That's it? Really? Anybody else? Crickets? We all have Tim Krulin. Oh, there's Mr. Lowler hiding. All right, well, you can't hide from me because I would like it. I also would like anybody that is on an NFPA committee or any of NAFED committees out there. Anybody? Oh, I see a hand back there. Awesome. Did I see another hand go up over there? Yeah. Thank you. I do want to say while I'm standing here talking about that, one of my number one goals as the president or chair, is to fill those NFPA seats. We have got to get representation from this industry into those seats before we get railroaded out of what we do for a living every day. So if you're interested in sitting on an NFPA committee, please find me in the next day and a half. If you don't find me, you can find my email on our website. Please chase me down. Also, do we have any military or fire service professionals in the room? Anybody? Awesome. Thank you. I'd like to take a quick moment. I was going to give applause, but I'm going to give you all a minute of silence to thank all those that we've lost. Thank you. My under 40s, I know you're in the room. 40 and unders, can I see them stand up for me a moment, please? 40 and under. Awesome. This, my friends, I want just big hand and I want to take a look because this is the future. Thank you, all of you, for being here. You're very important to this industry. Also, NAFED is on Twitter, so we encourage any of you Twitter users to please hashtag NAFED 2021. Again, I talked about Brooks is sponsoring the app, the NAFED app. All your information's on there and your surveys. If you're not going to give the hand filled out on a piece of paper, which we'll be looking for, please go on the app and fill out your surveys. That's what makes us bigger and better. Keep moving here. We will be giving out the raffles. We have a great TV, 50-inch smart TV. We have a laptop. We have 2 days hotel and conference. We have an iPad. What else do we have? That is all. Oh, and we have complimentary FED Learning Center seminars. 3 of them are being given out. Very, very great training classes. Again, they're back in person. Yay, to take classes in person. So at this moment, I just again want to thank you for being here. You have one heck of a day and a half ahead of you. But right now, I want to introduce something that is going to knock your socks off this morning. In the most competitive business environment in modern history, the winners today are often those who are remarkably easy to do business with, being better tuned in to the increasingly unique wants and needs of your customers and clients creates better experiences and increases loyalty. In these eye-opening, high-content, and very entertaining presentations, popular customer experience and marketing expert David Avron, CSP, shines a light on the profound shift in customer expectation while showing your team everyone's role in eliminating barriers, engaging prospects, and creating customer experience worth sharing. Our speaker this morning is one of the most popular marketing and customer experience speakers and consultants in the world today. In fact, over the past 20 years, David Avron has shared his insightful lessons on competitive advantage with leaders and teams from thousands of organizations across North America and in 24 countries around the world. David's business insight has been featured on thousands of media outlets around the world. He is also the author of 5 books, including the acclaimed It's Not Who You Know, It's Who Knows You, Visibility Marketing, Why Customers Leave and How to Win Them Back, and his newest book, which I just read, The Morning Huddle, Powerful Customer Experience Conversations to Wake You Up, Shake You Up, and Win More Business. So it is truly my pleasure, and I hope you all enjoy it.